Hey everybody, welcome to the third Scraptember layout. This time it is white 12 by 12. So I'm using the charcoal page collection from 49 and Market. It's the swatch collection, and they have this white sheet that has a little bit of butterflies in the background. And I have a real hard time with just solid white. So I'm going to be doing mainly white, but I'm going to use a lot of grays and a little bit of black to kind of make sure that it has some dimension. I think overall the idea here is that the white 12 by 12 should be based on a white 12 by 12. I did take a Tim Holtz flower stencil, and I'm taking the Ranger Empty Tomb Mica Mist. It's one of the Halloween collections that came out. And I'm going to spray that into over the stencil there. And you notice I used some scratch paper to kind of to put around it so that the spray doesn't get everywhere or mask it. Mask is the word I was looking for. And I love this mica mist. I love the way it sparkles and it shines and it's really cool. Empty Tomb is a really good black if you're looking for a black. It adds a lot of dimension to the page. It almost makes it look like it has texture. So I'm going to wipe off the excess with a paper towel just so that it doesn't get everywhere when I take it off. And then I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to do this 3 times over the entire page just to give some extra dimension to the page so that it's not all that white background. And I'm going to show you what it looks like after I spend some time doing that. Like I said, these mica mists, and I'll put a link to where I got mine, are amazing. I know that he just came out with some spritz as I'm doing this, and those are probably as cool too. I don't have those yet, but I do have the mica mist. So you can see that. You can see what it looks like. It's super cool. And here's me showing you up a little bit up close. It really turns out beautifully. I love how it is. Now, because I'm using the square stencil, it kind of adds like blocks in there. We're going to make that work for us and figure out a way to make that work on the page. So I had to take some time to clean the stencil, to clean everything up and let this dry. So you're going to see we come back to it now and it is dry and we're ready to go ahead and do the page. So we moved into fast forward mode. I'm going to use basically only this collection with a little bit of ribbon just to try to make the page kind of cohesive. So the first thing I'm going to do is tear off some of the top and side to do one of those like hidden peekaboo areas in the back with some of the black and white paper. I like to do that sometimes. It adds a little bit of fun. It also lets you have some more vintagey distress look. I find particularly on pages like this where you're already going for distress, it's fun to tear the paper. I didn't have the ability to tear a full page though, so that was kind of part of the problem. So I decided just to tear these little areas. The way I do it is I cut the middle of where I want it to go, and then I tear to the middle and away from the middle. That gives me a good kind of base for how far to tear. I find if I just tear from one edge and tear in, sometimes I tear too much and it doesn't look as good. So that's what it looks like on the top, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the side. I just used a scrap of paper to do that, and it turns out really cool, and I like that particular kind of effect. So I am scrapbooking a picture of my daughter's friends when they went on a trip around a campfire. In order to make it look good with this white paper, I did do a little bit of photo editing and kind of take down some of the colors in it. So I made it a little bit more overcast and a little bit lighter. I feel like it works really well. The original picture was very bright and vibrant. This one is a little duller, but it still works, as you can tell. And I love how that looks. Now, one of the things I love the most about these color swatch collections is they come with frames. And I didn't know that I was so into frames until I got this collection, and I want to use all of the frames. Here is an old ribbon set. I have no idea where this ribbon set came from. I don't know where this little floral trim came from. Probably a sewing kit or something that I had that I was supposed to use it for. Honestly, no idea, but I thought because it's white and this is a white layout and I want to have some white embellishments, I was going to use that white ribbon. I'm also going to go ahead and put that mat right on there, and then I'm trying to figure out where to put. I want to block out that big bulky set of white at the top that you can tell I didn't do. So I'm trying to figure out where to put this without, you either want to put it in the directly in the middle, or you want to put it on the thirds. So on the line, the dissecting thirds of the page. So I end up putting it right there. That way their faces are kind of on the two third lines. If you imagine a third line on the top half and third line on the right, um, that would be where their faces are. And then I decide to go ahead and staple this ribbon on the side there. I am just adding that. It's a fun little element. It also kind of anchors that last block of the florals. And now you're going to see how I'm going to use the rub-ons from this collection. And then these words were actually from a different 49 in Market collection, just to add some more white and some more shades of gray around the page. Friends is the title because that she was with her friends. These white words have been great for me. I wish I had bought two of them. They are sold out now. If you find them anywhere, feel free to comment on this page, but they were awesome because you could put them on anywhere. Because they were rub-ons too, they just went over things. I put them on photos, I put them on pattern paper. It was a lot of fun. So I'm down to just a few words, and a lot of those words are not words that are ones that I typically would use. The other rub-ons from this collection are florals and butterflies. That's kind of the big thing in the swatches. Now, what you'll find with the swatch collections is they're all the color theme of whatever collection you're doing, but they are a little bit different. Sometimes there are big florals, sometimes there are random color swatches. In general, you'll find the same kind of pages everywhere, but I just wanted to let you know that the color swatches are not identical from color to color, but they're pretty similar if you get the rub-ons. So I got the paper, the rub-ons, frames, and you're going to see the die cut pack, or I guess they call them the laser cuts in just a little bit, and I have really enjoyed that. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to fill in the white, the plain white spaces, just to make it less like blocks of stenciling. So I'm doing that with just adding a few more rub-ons around the page. I absolutely loved how this page turned out. It is very vintagey. I think it does scream white to me. I know some of the people that are doing this are probably going to have a lot more white. For me, this is a pretty white layout. I am not a plain white background or even plain cardstock background scrapbooker. I have a real hard time with that. So for this is about as close as I get to a white 12 by 12. I really want to fill in that one space to the left of the photo underneath friends that's super white there. And I'm going to use a white flower so that way it kind of adds a little bit more dimension without taking away from the white color. And this is all shades of white. It is shades of white, shades of gray, and I'm loving these prompts. I definitely would not have made this page if it wasn't for this prompt. I would have done most likely a lot more colors. So it's really cool to have this prompt and have this ability to do that. So the next thing I'm going to do is look through the die cut or laser cuts and find the white laser cuts. So there's some florals that I really loved that are mainly white. And these are going to add some dimensions. There was that white butterfly I put down. And then there are buttons. And finally, I believe there's a big tag. Oh, I don't remember. I think this says life is good and memories. And we're just kind of adding things around the page to make it work. And I love this. I love everything about it. I do love the color swatch collections. I find that they are a lot of fun. They allow you to mix and match with other collections of 49th and Market or even other collections that you have that are not 49th and Market. So if you had a collection and you just needed, particularly the floral pieces and the laser cuts are a lot less vintagey. So you could put that memories tag or the life is good uh, little word phrases would go with just about any collection you have. So just, think about that as you are looking whether or not you'll ever use all of these pieces. I know sometimes people say to me, there's so many laser cuts in here. How am I ever going to use it? Well, the laser cuts particularly go well with so many different collections that I think you're not going to have a hard time using them. So I added the black and white twine to that. I've added the buttons down. Now I'm just kind of adding my last few touches, the floral piece. And I'm going to give you a few up close pictures of how the mist turned out. I think it's important so you can see how shiny it actually is. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you come back tomorrow when we do the next scrap timber layout. If you're enjoying, please like and subscribe and give me a comment so I know if you're watching these layouts. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.